pedophile is only as good as the people who surround him. Like you have the USAG aspect where, well, if this is who USAG trusts to treat their premier athletes, you know, what an opportunity to be able to see that doctor, to be able to see the one who treats our top gymnasts. And so he was essentially the gold standard. If you were injured and you wanted to get better, or if you wanted to avoid injury, you went to see Dr. Nassar. He was the type of person that made you want to trust him. He was going to take care of you. He was going to make you better. He was going to fix whatever was wrong with you. And so I shut down the fear and the shame that I was feeling, because this was how you get better. This was what I had to do. So he did a couple things. The first thing he did was he told me that my hips were rotated incorrectly. I had one side of the pelvis was rotated. And that was something I had been told before by another physical therapist. And so it didn't take me by surprise. And then he told me he wanted to correct that hip rotation. He asked me to stand with my feet a little bit apart, and then he stood behind me, and he inserted 2 fingers vaginally and then pulled on the hip bone. He did not describe what he was going to do. He did not ask permission. He did not ask my mother's permission, even though I was a minor. He did not use gloves. I assumed and told myself that it had to be legitimate because I knew it could be a classification. I just didn't realize that what he was doing was so far outside the bounds. That it doesn't even resemble what the legitimate techniques are. I've had them done actually since the birth of our 3rd child, and it was nothing like what Nassar did, but I didn't know that at the time. I was very afraid, I was very ashamed, but I went through that entire process of, I can't be the only one. This is clearly something he does regularly. His movements were very sure, very practiced. This was very clearly his standard procedure. It's not possible for him to be doing this regularly and MSU and USAG be unaware of it. If they are aware of it, surely they would not let him continue if this is not legitimate medical treatment. I did not report because I was 100% confident that I would not be believed. He was their primary doctor. He was their golden boy. He was USAG's golden boy. He was so loved in the community that I was very sure if I did anything, the only thing that would happen was that I would be crucified, and he would end up empowered to know that he couldn't be caught. And what breaks my heart more than anything is all of these women that have come forward that did what I didn't do, and that's exactly what happened to them. That's exactly what happened.